In my neighborhood in Brooklyn, every boy had aspirations to be a baller at the Rucker. Those players were the local rock stars that a kid like me could actually see and touch. They commanded respect the minute they walked on the court, and they gave hope to those who had little else. Over 40 years later, two icons, Charles Scott and Joe Hammond, reunited at the place where their names will never be forgotten.
So in the summertime, you came here, if you were a basketball player of any significant value that you thought you would prove yourself here. This was the NBA to most Harlemites.
That's right.
Saturday and Sunday, this was our NBA.
Believe that.
And this was our opportunity to really display our skills in front of other people. The fence would be full with people. Full with people all the way up here. People be on top of that building there.
Up on the highway.
Up on the highway.
Up on the project roof with binoculars. You ever seen any basketball tournament like that?
Joe Hammond is a legend out here. So is Bobby Hunter. Julius Erving is up and coming. Charlie Scott's out here. You know, you've got guys who are playing, guys who could have played, guys who probably will get the chance to play through this tournament.
And I'm glad to say that I remember seeing guys, Tiny Archibald play here.
Yeah.
Dave Cowens play here. Pee Wee Kirkland played here. You played here. I played here. Julius Erving, Joe Dupree, Manny Lee, Walt Frazier. We just had the opportunity to really learn basketball on this court because if you couldn't play in Rucker,
you wasn't known as a ball player.
You wasn't known as a ball player. And then if you want to be known as a ball player,
you better be in Rucker.
You had to play at Rucker.
Now, the Rucker was known for producing legends, but few had the legacy of Joe the Destroyer Hammond, a player who never played one single high school or college game, but he ruled the Harlem Summer Leagues.
Joe Hammond was one of the very few guys that I played against that I said, if I took his skill level and took the skills that he had, those skills were the skills that pro athletes have. His skills were the skills that pro basketball players have.
Joe was drafted right off the playground in the 1971 NBA hardship draft by the Lakers, but declined to sign because he was thriving on the streets as a drug dealer. Charles took a much different path and left the streets of Harlem for Tobacco Road.
Charlie took it and went all the way with it, you know what I'm saying? And that was the difference between Charlie Scott and Joe Hammond, you know what I'm saying? And he became our hero, and he was a great ball player, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? We all know that.
Charles was recruited by the legendary Dean Smith and became the first scholarship African-American to attend the University of North Carolina. The All-American excelled on the court using that same toughness from playing at the Rucker to survive the racially charged South.
I tell you, man, he was our hero. He was our hero, and we knew the history of the racism that they had down there, like I said, and Charlie went right there in North Carolina. Oh, man, you know how Harlem was? Man, he killing them. He playing too, man, you know what I'm saying?
Going to North Carolina was just in addition to what I was used to in life. The competition, the competitiveness, but also the survival was the instincts that made it possible for me to really go down there and play.
After North Carolina, Charles headed to the ABA, but no matter how successful he was, he would always have to prove himself at the Rucker.
Everybody knew that I had come from North Carolina. I had played at the University of North Carolina. I played in the ABA for a year, and I was Rookie of the Year and made the All-Star team and had played, you know, and was pretty successful at that time. So Joe, of course, was the icon of the Rucker, and Pee Wee was one of his proteges, and Pee Wee called me out, and I decided to take the challenge. And at that time, I had my girlfriend with me. So can't show me up in front of my girlfriend.
Show you up, right? That's why you were so erratic. You said, come out here.
Yeah, that's what it was about. Cause he,
you crazy.
He had called me, or he called me and said, well, yeah, man,
But I
come
remember
on and play.
It was a simple challenge from playground hero Pee Wee Kirkland that sparked one of the greatest streetball games ever.
One thing about Charlie, he was competitive with anybody and everybody. It didn't make a difference who he played against.
Charles and Dr. J put on a show for the crowd, including this crazy alley-oop that became Rucker legend.
But knowing me, I was probably shooting the damn ball and didn't make it in Junior's corner and dumped it. And everybody thought it was an alley-oop. And Junior caught it and dumped it. So everybody, ooh, that's a hell of a pass. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a pass. It was a great game. All of us scored a lot of points because it was a triple overtime game. I had about 40, Joe had about 40, Julius had about 30, Pee Wee had about 30. We had that. And at the end of the game, I'll never forget, we're on the side, the game is over, and one of the guys from Milbank, I'm not gonna say his name, friend of Joe and them, and Joe know who I'm talking about, he looked at me and said, good game. Don't come down past 116th Street anymore or you'll be dead. So people took the game seriously. They took the game real seriously. And the funny thing about it was that I really never came past 116th Street after he told me that anyway, because they were serious about that.
Well, you said you didn't venture past 116 anyway.
I haven't gone past 116th Street since then. I ain't got to pay it, do I?
Still got some of that Italy.
Hey, I still get that New York in me one time. You never let that go. I ain't got to pay you, right?